Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we have some new DLC leaks to go over for the Indigo Disk. There's some really interesting things that have dropped today for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet second DLC. So we're going to be going over all of that today, breaking it all down. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, this is the first post that we're going to be going over today from Riddle, and he posted an image of a Master Ball saying, "I bet you will be unable to look steadily at this thing anymore after playing Sudachi 2. Sudachi 2 obviously being the code name for the Indigo Disk DLC. Whenever he references Sudachi 1 or Sudachi 2, that is basically, like I said, the code name for the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disk. So in this case, obviously the Indigo Disk. So he's obviously got a picture of a Master Ball here, and he's saying you're going to be unable to look at this steadily after playing the Indigo Disk. So first things first, I think that means that potentially there is an uncatchable Pokemon, and that was most likely going to be Dokutaro. He did say in a previous tweet that, you know, people were like, is it going to be catchable? And he said, depends. So I don't really know what to think of that. Like, it depends if you can catch it. But that might be something to do with this Master Ball as well, because as we all know, the Master Ball is a device that catches every single Pokemon without fail. You know, whenever you use it, you're getting that Pokemon. But the fact that he's here saying, you know, you're going to look at this in a different way after Sudachi 2 maybe means that even a Master Ball will not be good enough to catch a certain Pokemon, which potentially could be Dokutaro. Now, I've still got my Master Ball. A lot of people do still have it. A lot of people already used it, but it doesn't look like, from my point of view, that it's going to be that useful in the Indigo Disk in regards to catching this certain Pokemon. He did, however, follow up saying, enjoy checking out your clever and funny comments below. Some people hit the bullseye perfectly. So there are some comments in this thread that basically have got it spot on. And the riddle that he's posting here has been kind of dissected and legitimately, like, verified by one of these comments. Again, we don't know which comment, but we'll go through a few of them here. So some of the main ones that have got like the most likes and stuff like that. So this post here from Hero saying, Kieran's full team will be Paradox Mons. That said, Dipplin Evolution is going to be a Paradox, and we can evolve it only in Terrapagos' cave. So that doesn't really have anything to do with the Master Ball, so I don't really think it really... maybe that is something else that I know he's thinking about. So Kieran will use it to snatch something from us using this, pretty much like snagging a Pokemon Gale of Darkness, just a rough speculation. That is a really, really good shout, because we did see in a previous post Riddle basically saying, what is Kieran going to kind of steal from us this time? And obviously in the Teal Mask, he tries to steal the Ogerpon. So maybe in the Indigo Disk, he actually steals a Master Ball and uses it to steal maybe Terrapagos or something like that. And that's why we're going to look at the Master Ball in a different way, because it's being used against us. Again, usually Master Balls don't catch other people's Pokemon. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it's basically just like the trainer smashes it away or whatever. So I don't, it wouldn't really, like, for continuity, it wouldn't really make sense. But that is definitely an idea. Maybe they've like changed the Master Ball, or maybe Dokutaro powers up the Master Ball and that allows it to catch something. But that theory definitely goes hand in hand with other things that Riddle has posted about in the past. We also have this one here. I'm guessing it's going to be another Titan-like battle or raid battle for Terrapagos and Dokutaro with guaranteed catch like for Ogerpon and Blood Moon Ursaluna, so no need for the Master Ball. Also, maybe Kieran now has all his Mons in Master Balls like Sardaturo, which again, could be another explanation about it. Something here about if the lower 3 are retainer Pokemon, could their master be the master Pokemon? Which again is another way of seeing it. It might not even be about the Master Ball. It might be the idea of the whole master situation, Dokutaro being the master of these 3 Pokemon here. So yeah, like I say, one of them is correct. You know, one of the posts in this thread is correct on what he means with that. It could be about Kieran stealing a Pokemon. I feel like it's more likely going to be that, just because of what he said in the past about him snatching something from us in the Indigo Disk. Could be about the Master Ball not being able to be worked on something. Could be about the whole master idea of the Loyal 3. Not really too sure. We have some posts here on Reddit about it. So a Pokemon that looks like a Master Ball. It can capture people and Pokemon with chains. Yes, I know what I'm using to catch it with. So that's just kind of like an idea on what it potentially could be there. Finally, a ball that fails every time. And then we also have Kieran is about to somehow fail catching Terrapagos with a Master Ball. This could happen, but in the past he has used pronunciation U and not if it was Kieran, so most likely use it, but just my speculation. The Peach Pokemon is going to look like a Master Ball. We already know what the Peach Pokemon looks like, to be fair, because we've already seen it in the actual DLC. Yeah, it could be a ball that works the opposite of a Master Ball. Instead of a 100% catch rate, has a 0% catch rate, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with along those lines. But either way, as I can say, all I can say is that there is a post on this Twitter thread here that is the correct answer. So we have that, and then we also have something else to go over as well. He also posted this saying it will remind you of some Gen 7 Pokemon. And then he went on to say, yep, it can open. So a Gen 7 Pokemon that can open up, there's a few to think about. First things first, I would get drawn to Minior, because Minior obviously has this shell. The shell kind of breaks off and then it opens up this kind of actual Pokemon. Could also be Cosmoem. Cosmoem technically opens up to evolve and stuff like that. Trying to think of another Gen 7 Pokemon off the top of my head. I can't really think of any, but they're like the two main ones that I would kind of expect to see this being in reference to. But then I don't know what that means in regards to Dokutaro. Maybe it means, again, we went over it in yesterday's video, where Dokutaro's, the Pokemon that we've seen for Dokutaro acts as like a shell or a cocoon, and then an actual Pokemon comes out of it. And that could be what he's referencing here. So the Dokutaro is a shell, just like Minior is a shell, just like Cosmoem is kind of like a cocoon or a shell or whatever. And then the actual Pokemon comes out of that cocoon. That's my first thoughts on it anyway. Got people here saying, you know, Cosmoem's here, Minior's here. This is also very interesting as well, because it's the exact same image that's used in the Scarlet and Violet book. And Armoshino actually posted this saying, you know, it can open, and this is the actual image here. So that's also very, very interesting. So it could have been like depicting Dokutaro ages ago with like the Peach Pokemon. But yeah, this could be like Dokutaro's kind of acts as like the shell. So this is the image that we've seen with Dokutaro, and then this in the middle is the legendary Pokemon that comes out and is like a really, really strong Pokemon or something like that. We've also got Reddit talking about this as well. We have Lemon Juice here saying, so Dokutaro can open up, looks like a Master Ball, / can capture anything with its chains like a Master Ball, reminds you of some Gen 7 Mon, most likely Minior, can grant wishes, is a Peach thing, will zombify all your friends except for one, and is a poison type. Is there anything else? I mean, going off all of the previous riddles and leaks that Riddler has posted, this is pretty much like everything about this Pokemon. So as you can see, this Pokemon is bringing a lot to the table. I think it's going to be very heavily story related, this Pokemon is, and I don't even know if we're going to be able to catch it, to be fair, because he like with that previous message, that previous post where it was like, it depends if you can catch it. I don't know what he means by that, and it'd be weird if you couldn't catch it though, because an uncatchable Pokemon just sounds weird when it's going to most likely be part of the Pokedex. So I'm not really too sure about that. But yeah, the whole Master Ball situation, this one here could be that it is like chains where it can basically catch anything. And then as well as that, Dokutaro is actually just Kieran. He finally comes out of his shell, so we put him in a ball and into the PC to never look at him again. Bit harsh on Kieran there. Some people saying Bounce Sweep, but that seems such a weird choice if you're saying Gen 7. Feel like if it was anything like that, you would hint with Gen 4 and Cherim. Bounce Sweep we can only ever see with its leaves lifted, whereas Cherim literally opens up, which makes me think Minior is the better guess. Edit Toxapex isn't a bad guess either. Yeah, Toxapex is also a good shout, because it kind of like opens up its, I don't know what it's got, like its arms or legs or whatever, and then the actual Pokemon is inside. We have Magearna as well, can collapse itself into a ball that vaguely resembles a Pokeball, similar to the last hint about Dokutaro looking like a Master Ball. A lot of people are saying, you know, Minior and stuff like that, but yeah, it could also be Tapu Koko. Not only do the base colors match pretty closely, but it can close itself up, and its shiny is Peach. This just makes me realize how many Pokemon in Alola close itself up. So there's a lot of good options. Minior, Toxapex, Tapu Koko, Cosmoem. There's loads of different options that they could be really talking about here, but what do you guys think it is? And also, do you think it is in relation? I still think, like, it doesn't matter what the Pokemon is in Gen 7 that, like, closes up or whatever. I just think it's on about Dokutaro being a shell or like a cocoon or an egg, and then this Pokemon coming out of it. I think all of the latest leaks and riddles that he's posted kind of all come to that, and that is the main kind of thing. So yeah, Dokutaro, I still think the one that we've seen is going to be like a really like terrible Pokemon. It's going to have terrible stats if it even is a Pokemon. It's just literally going to be like the Cosmog of Generation 9, and then the actual Pokemon is going to come out. Not that it's going to be an evolution like Solgaleo and Cosmoem are to Cosmog, because obviously it would have been data mined, but it's going to have a battle state which has been data mined, which is going to be Dokutaro's like final form. So we have all of that, and then of course a couple other things to quickly go over. This is just kind of like a roundup with a little bit of extra information from the riddles that we went over yesterday. With the abilities, we have Light here tweeting out saying Indigo Disk spoilers. So potentially Terapagos will have 2 abilities, one for the normal form and another one for the terrestrial form. And then also goes on to say what will happen, or it will happen the same as Ogerpon. Depending on the mask, she has different stats and abilities. So yeah, it's very, very likely that the different forms of Terapagos in its base form, its battle state form, and its terrestrial form will most likely all have different stats, maybe different abilities as well. Like, I'm assuming this baby Terapagos or this original Terapagos form will have a different ability to this Terapagos, and they'll also have different stats, but I'm assuming this ability will also be the same as the battle state ability, which is where the 2 abilities come from that. And as well as that, we know that Dokutaro is most likely going to get 2 abilities as well. One for the like cocoon-like Pokemon, and then another one for the kind of final form. But yeah, we'll most likely have different stats. I mean, it definitely makes sense that they have different stats because it's like a new form of it, which is like an upgraded form of it. But yeah, they are basically all of the latest leaks that I wanted to go over today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered in today's video. What are your thoughts on this riddle here? Do you think this is referencing Kieran stealing the Pokemon from us? Do you think it's referencing the Master Ball not being able to catch something? Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, what are your thoughts on this as well? Do you think this is kind of confirming that Dokutaro is going to be like a cocoon, an egg, or something like that, and it's obviously going to open up into a bigger form? Or do you think it's just something completely different? And also, let me know your thoughts on these abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, that is going to be everything for today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.